And something is happening, chat. I may or may not forgot it was happening today because I may or may not got sucked into getting new video up on YouTube right now. But Wayfinder is doing a stream right now. They technically still live. I know Alex is right now playing Wayfinder. But from my understanding, this dev stream that they've been doing pretty much since noon is going over all the details of what is happening with the game once they go free to, well, not free to play. Keep wanting to say free to play just because it's so bolted in my head. Either way, when they go solo, single player, co-op game, play on the 34th for us who have already got the game, and then June 11th for everybody else. So yeah, they did a dev stream going over all the stuff that seemed to be happening with that. Quite along once again with Alec playing it right now on Twitch. And yeah, I kind of missed out on the stream, so I don't know what all technically happened or happening. So we're just gonna go ahead. We're gonna jump into that. We're gonna figure this out and see what is exactly going on with the Echo update for Wayfinder. And hopefully we can get the platinum because I've been trying to get the platinum and I realized there was some achievement that just not in the game yet. So not great. Nonetheless, let's do it. Let's hop into this and see what happened. Like always, guard your yields. Hopefully we are good. And let's see what actually came from this.
Heyo! Hello, everyone. That was quite the transition. We were just talking, is there an actual transition or a video? But this is good. So I'm AJ, the executive producer. I'm here with
Steve Madureira, the game director.
Steve, how are you today?
Good.
Good. I'm also well. Thank you for asking.
How are you doing?
Thank you for asking, Steve. I'm pretty good. Yeah, so we are here to essentially talk about Wayfinder.
Also, the mic's on broke again.
And I'm sure. Uh-oh. See, here we go all the time.
Yeah, always the mic.
Steve's issue. Steve is a bit quiet. Okay, Steve is low.
I kind of feel like every time they deal with these mic, always something always broken.
Test.
Don't you love live streaming, chat?
Oh, we got goods. Better.
All right,
Steve.
Cool. All right. Cool.
Both of you are 10-8. Well.
Yeah.
Am I getting caught on your mic?
I don't know.
What if I sit away from AJ?
I don't like that at all, but you could do that. Actually, you should put your feet up, and that would be super comfortable.
Yeah.
Good. Be good with audio? Alex? Thumbs up. Alex goes like this. So
I'm the voice beyond.
Yep.
Am I right, guys?
That seems about right for Alex.
Yep. The echo's on the. All right. Anyway, so let's restart this again. So we're here to talk about Wayfinder, where we currently are, Wayfinder, where we're going to be going in the future. Obviously, in order to do that, we have to talk a little bit about the past and how we got here. So I'm sure some of you are here and you've seen the articles we put up. Maybe you watched the interviews that Steve or Alex did, or the ones that Joe and Ryan did with various people like SkillUp and Rubicon. Shout out to those guys for doing an awesome job.
Which we watched all that. They all on the channel right now.
Some people here might not know about that. I might not know the ins and outs. And then we're going to talk about the future of Wayfinder, how we're moving forward with the game, and how we're really excited to be bringing it to the masses very soon. And we hope people really enjoy what we've been working on. So obviously, the game launched in August of last year. We'd be remiss to say that there weren't issues, a lot of issues that we had both inside the game with gameplay bugs and then outside the game with things like servers and databases. Some of those things were within our control, some of those things were outside of our control, but we ran with it. We continued to update the game. We had people that were inside the game and playing and constantly giving us feedback, and we were happy with our momentum. In November of last year, we heard that Digital Extremes, our publisher, was dissolving their publishing division and giving us the full game and the full rights, which we were going to carry forward. So that was our plan. That's what we announced to the community. We had no plans of stopping that, and we were going to be working towards the game coming out of early access during that time. And quickly after working towards that transition and finalizing all that stuff, tons
Welcome back, Zeke.
as you can imagine, and everybody else involved.
Welcome back. Wayfinder did a dev stream a few hours ago. I missed it, so we're getting caught up on what is happening with this. So that is what's going on. So welcome back, Zeke.
Became not feasible for us to continue Wayfinder as it exists today as a live service game. And so a lot of games in this situation have done things like just shut down everything completely. The game disappears forever. You never hear from it again. You never see it again. And we didn't want to do that. Like, it felt bad for people that have bought into it and bought into our vision and our dream, which unfortunately we can't realize now. maybe one day. But it also just
Yeah.
sucks for the people that work here. Like, we are responsible for 80 some awesome people that work in the studio.
That is
They've
what's
worked on this
happening
game
at the
for 4
moment.
years, 5 years, and it feels really bad. So our solution is that in February, late February, we decided that we were going to work on 2 versions of the game. Kind of put one on gestation, which is the live version, what you have now, all that content we had been working towards, and then a version of the game that was an offline single player but co-op experience. And so once we finalized the transition and we took control of the business, we took the game down for sale off of all of our platforms, and we said, hey, there's gonna be some major changes. You'll hear from us in about 3 to 4 weeks.
Here we
And
are.
are. So
Yep.
again,
Technically, we've been
Wayfinder
hearing
echoes
for the
the
last,
update
like,
is
week or
update
so,
to the
but
game to be
yeah.
single player and co-op. It's not what we originally set out to do. We fully acknowledge that. I personally apologize on behalf of the studio for anyone that bought into that and saw that vision, and it's what they wanted, because that's what we wanted to do. But we were resilient and we're pushing forward. So, Steve, don't lean forward. Let's say the mic.
Oh,
I think
sorry.
Steve got the crumple for you guys. So that's where we are. But the good news is that while we were working on it, we quickly found out that the game we were making was awesome. We found out that every facet of the game, from beginning to end, from when you first log in to when you get to endgame, it's just a more polished experience. It's a faster experience. It's a more rewarding experience.
Also known as
and it's
also a
awesome.
lot of
So,
server issues,
we're
no
really
longer a
excited to move
thing.
forward. This is what we're going to be talking about this entire stream. Like I said, we want to focus on the positive in the future. Some people have been like, oh, why didn't you guys talk about the mishaps and the issues and things like that? I'd be more receptive, but like, we don't want to focus
AJ,
on
your
everything.
mic's dying.
What's that?
Your mic is dying now.
Does their company have a public stock? If so, then maybe the revenue they earned and losses found on the internet.
I don't believe so. At that point, they are privately owned. They are not tied to any big publisher or any big company or anything. You know, it all like this. Which is, technically at that point, the independent, like, indie devs at that point. They do have like 80 plus, devs. But yeah, like, to my knowledge, there were no stocks at all. And so I think the most they have in their own finances and maybe some backers, maybe. But I don't know to what extent on that end. But no, they are not publicly traded, though.
My mic is dying. Mike is worse than ever. This sounds so bad. Alex just rubbed his hands. Is my battery dead? I did just get 3 phone calls in a row from my nephew, so I don't know if there's interference. He's put on airplane mode. Is that it? Get fuzzy mic. Get a new mic.
I'm kind of surprised.
And
Wasn't
it's still fuzzy.
maybe I'm wrong here, but didn't they originally have like a
Is it still
shotgun
fuzzy?
mic or something? I wonder if that died or something.
I'm trying to find out. Here we go. This is par for the course.
Or it might, maybe I just got it.
Nothing has changed from the podcast.
Let's see. Steve, what are you playing?
I'm
It's
I'm
time,
an
time
honorary
for
victory
time for
about
fill
50.
time chat.
and a lot of Wayfinder.
Okay, that's pretty good. I was playing a lot of Marvel Rivals.
Okay, it actually getting worse so now.
It's a lot of fun. Playing some Death Must Die and that's been Death constantly. Can't understand a word. Tapped it and it started. I didn't tap anything, bro.
Mike is fuzzy. All fuzzy. Actually works. I have no idea why. Are all 3 of us, or is it one person individual?
Wow, like all 3 of them might died all at once. Chat.
Everyone has bad sound. That
All
would be a
the
board
audio.
issue. You reboot the board? We're going to reboot the board. Give us a second.
Sorry, guys.
Telling you, audio the pain is it for every single stream or chat. Like my god. I feel them
There's a
pain
lot of
right now.
static in the line, so yeah, I'm wondering if there's a board issue. We could do some peak content and FaceTime my nephew back again. The new Fortnite season started, so I owe him the battle pass. Is probably what he's calling me.
Reseated everything.
Everything's been reseated. How do we sound?
AJ sounds good now.
AJ sounds good now? Oh my god.
Do I sound okay?
Possible.
Wow, was it
Sounds
actually
good.
the board?
All right.
There's a
Holy
backlight.
hell.
See, guys, that's what happens when you buy all
I'm
your
so-
cables from Temu because you have to, and you're. No, I'm just kidding. All right, passable, very better, much better. Audio good,
Right.
thumbs up. All right. I don't know when my
Yeah, we
audio
all
started
bad
to
for
go
the
to shit,
tinny net, but I
but
think
we're not
that
gonna
we're just gonna have to deal
rehash
with
what I
it.
just said. TLDR is that we're focused on the future. We're focused on making an awesome game for everyone, be it the people that have founded our game when we initially launched it and we initially talked about it, or for new players that are coming in. It's a crappy situation. We're making the best of it. As people know, the industry right now is a bloodbath, and we did try to go ahead and find a new home for Wayfinder as is, but we quickly found out that that's not going to be viable. So that's where we're at, but we're really excited to talk about it today, and we're really excited to talk about how we're going to support the game in the future as long as you guys and other people start playing the game and enjoying it. So I've talked for approximately 8 minutes. I think we can jump into the game. Do you guys want to see the game? Huge improvements on audio, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, the tinniness actually went away.
Good luck. I am the guy that talked to Asma, so thank you very much.
Yeah.
And yeah, at the same time, we will be taking questions in chat, so just throw them in there. This is fairly casual, but we're about to jump into the game as soon as Alex gets back into.
I'm ready. You ready?
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
We got a lot to cover.
Welcome to Wayfinder.
All right. So new key art. Sasha was in the chat. Sasha, thank you so much for
Amazing.
the amazing work on this key art. Working with Joe on it. We teased it recently.
Yeah, like the mo,
on social
like
media,
obviously of the kill
man,
store.
that art looks good.
It's like
Mike is good. It's a little worse now.
a lot of Wingblade Dale actually changed a
Way
lot.
too dang. That's good as well.
And
So,
Kaiwol.
new menu. Obviously, when you start the game, we're gonna have to
New
get
outfit.
used to saying start the game, not log into the game. I've said it probably in 50 interviews, but here we are. So from here, just like any other single player co-op game, you can make a new game, you can continue your game, you can even view the credits if you want to look at my name, Steve's name, and 80 other talented people that work here. So let's jump into the game. People don't want to read.
People can't read.
People can't read. Game audio is louder than me. Pretty loud, so that's actually kind of hard to do.
I can do it.
All right, so
Okay, we got some new like animation now.
What we're going to talk about, and it's come up quite a bit, is how are we compensating people that had purchased Founders Packs?
Here we go,
as
chat.
well as people that had purchased Rune Silver, and we are going to talk about Founders Coins. So Founders Coins are a currency that we've gone ahead and taken the total cumulative amount of Rune Silver that was ever in your wallet and converted, taken that into specific
Elbow,
buckets
okay.
and converted those buckets into Founders Coins. So just to be clear, that is any Rune Silver that you purchased or any Rune Silver that did come with your Founders Packs.
Right.
Good.
And
5, 30, 40.
and yeah, Wayfinder tokens as well. And also on top of that, anything that was in the actual packs are still exclusive. So if you got an Exalted pack, that's the only way to get Heroic Kairos, and you still have it. So this is all just extra on top of that.
I kind of want to see what the items are for though.
Based on that, and am I left guy or right guy?
We'll figure it
I
out.
wonder if the stuff that's gonna be
and
tied
so
to Founder
you'll be able
Coin
to get,
eventually be DLC stuff
some more,
eventually.
exclusive cosmetics from Avarice in town, and you'll only be able to
Oh,
interact with him.
there
if
we
you've
go.
got coins, but there's
Good new.
some style sets for characters, some pets, and a unique mount as well too. And this is all exclusive stuff that you can only get with those Founders Coins. Everything else,
Oh, we
is
can
in the
actually do
game.
Mountain
Anything
Town.
that
I
was on
will.
the store is you can find it in the game either through like a secret, like
Yep.
discoveries, killing things, drops, loot, vendor. Like it's all rebalanced. and
Yep. So
spread
what
out
we
throughout
did
the
when
game.
we were doing the system as well, we took a look at the average Rune Silver and adjusted based on that. We want obviously people to have these items. There's 7 in total. I think when we looked at it, it's almost like 45 or 50% of the people are eligible for all of the items. Most of them will obviously be the people that purchased into the Exalted pack and then purchased Rune Silver, but we made sure that it's super fair. We're not trying to be skimpy on it. Obviously, we want people to feel like they got something awesome, but we will have those available inside the store. Alex is showing off one of the mounts.
Well, at least that verified that
We'll put down
like
full
all the
breakdown
paid stuff
on
and now
our website,
loot
next week.
and the
People
stuff
can
is
follow up on our
exclusive.
FAQs about it, like I said.
And the new items are actually new. But yeah, I'm kind of curious if they are gonna sell that like separate at some point, or that just 100% is for like the backers. Also reward towels. Okay, so we're keeping reward towels now. Yeah, that menus are way more clean. Or holy hell. So let's see, what menu do we have? So we got our money, we got our souls, of course, the founder points, and then we have another currency up there on the far right. I wonder what that is. I'm not seeing the items. Then again, it was in the menu anyway. The item for like leveling.
There are 7 tiers, 7 total items you can get from that store. and the majority of players, especially if you purchase the Founders Pack, will be inside there. What are you doing now? Where's he clicking to?
Okay, so the battle pack is
So
gonna
This guy's
stay.
going crazy.
So the reward towers, they're still in the game. There was all that
Good.
content there.
I was
and
so
they're-
worried they were gonna cut this out.
Everyone who has the game has access to them, and it's basically just an extra way to get some.
Oh,
more
here we
rewards.
go.
So we have the second tower that we were already working on for Grendel. You'll basically get keys as you play. Job board will let you get more keys, and you can unlock rooms. Nothing is paid. Everything is unlockable. It's just an extra loop to get more cool stuff, essentially.
Yep.
I've been good so far,
the
Z.
Founders,
I got a bit of new videos
the,
up and whatnot
reward
today.
towers, like you said, are just a additional system for progression. There's a lot of other progression systems that we
Oh.
want to talk about.
Chat. Did you see that? Hang on. We're gonna go back a second. Syndra is still locked. So now the question here is like, with all being locked, that mean all the Wayfinder probably not gonna be active out of the gate. And so the question now gonna be, do you still have to farm the item to spawn them? Or are they gonna be story tied to unlocking them? Let's see if they're actually going to comment on that. I'm actually really curious, because that was one of my questions originally.
Progression. There's a lot of other progression systems that we want to talk about. And so let's talk. Alex, what are you doing? What are you clicking? We have a script, and you're just clicking around through random things.
Yeah, so yeah, this event, or the dev stream is going over all the details of that, Z, so we're figuring this out. But before this stream is, yeah, pretty much they are taking everything from the game, having it in, maybe putting some other stuff on top of it, since there is the new character that will probably be season 2 in December. That obviously didn't happen. And they are changing like the loot system. Well, now every item in the game, including the items that was originally paid for, is gonna be like item that drops from doing dungeons, killing monsters, quests, like that type of deal. So yeah, I'm kind of curious to see if they're going to go into the story of, like, is it going to go right up to the Weevil King fight, or they're actually more to it, or they're going to be, like, the same, and then the new story content might be later, since this is going in all the assets, so this is not done when it comes out on the 11th for everybody. Just the beginning of all the assets, or the reboot of all the assets, so they did say story stuff will be coming more, so I just don't know, like, the story getting added onto or not. Well, they're going to say otherwise in this. But yeah, no soul bolts.
Yeah, jeez. All right, so Steve, we're going to talk a little bit about progression. We're going to start with the actual Wayfinder ranks and how that's different. We'll talk about talents, we'll talk about echoes, and we'll talk about affinity. So take it over.
Yeah, so you might notice there's Wayfinder rank there now. So that was something that we were in the process of working on.
Not in the game right now.
Points. So as you're playing any character, you'll be contributing to Wayfinder rank as well as your character level, and that will give you power to all your characters. So you can get, if you just get like you've been playing Nis all the way, and then you swap to Wingrave later, and you have your Wayfinder rank 21, you'll have 21 talent points to spend on Wingrave as well. Each archetype has...
hello. Okay. This is a lot more deeper than I originally thought, because this is the stuff they originally just talked about, like, after, like, the world map is concerned, but this is the first time actually seeing this. So we're going full-on field grid up in here for the points. Okay.
Their own tree, so there's one for Survivalist, one for Arcanist, one for War Master.
It's just the field grid. I'm down.
So
I love the field
you'll
grid.
You'll get a talent point per Wayfinder rank. The Wayfinder rank cap is 30. You can probably get to the credits well before 30, but the post-game is similar to, like, Monster Hunter, so you'll get the credits. You can go through the MSQ, the pacing's been reworked, so you can get through the story with less grinding, and then you'll unlock mythics.
Yeah,
which
Hale's
we'll
ability.
talk about later, and basically a bunch of post-game content, new hunts.
So another question, any of these going to take multiple
These
points?
talents will be a lot more important for that as well. So yeah, there's a bunch of stuff to unlock here.
weakness.
There's also accolades.
Okay.
So as you get ranks, whether you spend a point or not, you unlock bonuses too. So if you want to open that up, Alex.
One of the quick
Or
questions
you
I'll
can get
address from
challenge.
chat, since it came up a couple times while you swap over there, is people are asking about future updates and future content. We'll talk about that a little bit later and kind of
These are stat boosted.
and how we're going to be moving forward with it. and what we hope to do with it. So just, I've seen that at least 3 or 4 times, but we will get to it, I promise.
Yeah, and you might notice as he's going through a bunch of screens, like pretty much every UI screen in the game has been reworked.
Yeah, this is once again all new.
UI polish, just usability, a lot of feel stuff. So we reworked weapon masteries. We had a lot of systems competing for your attention, and this is a really cool system, and we didn't want it. Weapon masteries were kind of a fire and forget thing, so we actually took the weapon masteries away, and they're built into this. So as you
I'm totally fine with that.
Wayfinder rank, you'll unlock masteries and power those up automatically.
It did stuff, but it wasn't like noticeable originally.
A little bit, it's just kind of all the ways that we've kind of made the game a little bit more like a traditional ARPG. I'd say this is probably one of the biggest systems. You can really customize and play the Wayfinder exactly how you want to play it. Before, we obviously had echoes, and we have weapons that allow you to change, but now it's really, really more in line with some traditional ARPGs, and there's a ton of other
Lee, how you doing, Z?
That we will.
How you doing, Obo and Kick? Welcome.
Yeah, one of the other, I had talked about the pacing. Another thing is unlocking characters. A lot of them were really hard to get. You had to grind a ton to get the characters. Now there's basically a single item. If you get their summoning stone, you can summon them, and you just have to find the one item.
Even before that, though, if you pick your character, you do 3 quests.
Yeah, you get within like the first 15 minutes, you'll unlock the other 2 starter characters that you didn't pick.
Okay.
Grendel, who is the new character, who is awesome. You'll get him very early on as well. All of the characters you'll be able to get on the main story path. A couple of them have some other ways you can get them. There's some hints when you're at the summoning screen, so you might find them before that. If you haven't found them, or you have really, really bad luck with the drops, and there's a boss essentially that will drop their summoning stone.
Yeah, so there are loot tables, but there's also guarantees.
Yeah, there's like a guaranteed failsafe. If you don't get them by a certain point, you want to make sure you get them. So you'll be able to unlock characters. They'll start with their signature weapon and leveled up already. Weapons you might notice, or you might not notice.
But can we be bald and bearded?
Hey, maybe with all the customization that they never got to put into the game originally, that it coming in now, you might get it, Ti. You might get it. How you doing, Ti? We are catching up on this stream since we missed the dev stream earlier because we were busy, sadly. So yeah, they are going over all the changes that are coming to Wayfinder when it goes single player / co-op. Here in a few weeks. But how you doing, Ti? Also, good job doing CM God walked out. I appreciate it, Ti.
But I'll play. All right, I'm just excited about weapons.
No, I'm very excited about.
Oh, we still got the potion doing 8% for
Echoes.
X amount of time.
So big changes to echoes, echoes and echo slots. And
Oh, that is
how
so
they
much
were,
cleaner.
Redone.
So yeah, echoes. We were planning a big echo catalog rework. If you remember that from a really old stream, just
Feels
based
like a
on
lifetime ago.
yeah, based on the time, we did what we could to take a lot of the good stuff.
Can you
from
still
that
bite them
while
down?
keeping a lot
Yes,
of
you
existing
can.
tech. One of our biggest bottlenecks,
Ooh.
or 2 of them, engineering and UI, which would take the most work to do the full echo catalog rework. We're busy doing a lot of other things, as you can imagine. So we took a lot of the good stuff. So some changes with echoes. They are now unique equipped. So if you equip 1 bloodletter in a loadout, you can only have 1. So that's going to encourage you to actually find other echoes and not just farm 1 echo over and over again. They are also now locked to the slot type. So if it's a guard slot, you can only put a guard echo in. We took out the cutting cost by half, so it's easier to understand.
That right there was actually really good, because that is one of the things that was, like, when you went to put on echoes originally, like how you see down here, how it, like, say the symbol, but once you had the echo on, you kind of had to, like, go back and forth in the menu to see which one it is if you're going to replace it. So yeah, I am honestly surprised they keeping the echo cape menu up here now, because of, like, if they are just making it, well, the symbol is no longer a bonus for matching and it just have to be. I am really surprised they are keeping, like, the amount of quote unquote energy that you have that you can put on from the echoes. I get maybe it's a balance thing that you decide to keep that, but I'm kind of honestly surprised they're just not gonna just let you just go up. But nonetheless, still, this is so much better, especially being able to do the search over here instead. Because originally it was just like, I think it was weldy power and then like one other setting. So being able to see like 8p up and whatnot would help so much more heal.
When you rank up an Echo, the cost doesn't increase anymore. So when you get an Echo, it has a cost and it stays. This full AP, yes, AP builds are actually really good now. I prefer Grendel AP builds. He's really good. We did a bunch of balance across the entire game.
New filters too.
Yeah, so there's filters for items and echoes, so you'll be able to sort things a lot easier. My mic is kind of bad. Sorry. I don't know what to do about it. AJ, help!
Help! How is AP?
AP-ness is also really good. So we.
Don't say that on stream.
Huh?
They're baiting you. Don't say that on stream.
Why?
Because AP-ness. Get it?
Oh, I got it.
You're saying
AP-ness.
Yeah.
Is really good.
Too late.
I feel like exited on chat.
We're one step ahead of you.
Yeah.
We've been in Twitch chat before.
They're one step ahead of. They're one step ahead of you.
All right. So affinities. Talked about those a little bit.
Hold on, we're not done with
We can show
Echo.
the dusting as well.
I'm trying to keep us on track.
Yeah.
That's my job.
Sorry, we have
for 2 hours. If you watched the last podcast, so it's my.
We didn't even cover everything. There's a lot to go over.
Shut up now.
Let's see. Oh yeah, Echoes now.
Dicks.
God damn it, chat. You proving the point, chat.
They drop at the content level. So if you're fighting level 7 creatures, they will drop at level 7. If you're
Oh, so they're
fighting
no
at
longer
level 20,
random
they'll drop
level, huh?
20. So if you really like an Echo, especially with the new restrictions on equipping them, you'll be able to get more powerful ones.
Like we had like a range, but you know.
Max rank now is 5 because you're going to be getting a lot more Echoes and updating them. We didn't want you to sit there through 10 rank ups each time, so each rank up is stronger, doesn't increase the cost, which means you're getting a lot more total power, and 5 is the max.
Wait, are they
for
meaning we
the
can do it
ranking
like
of
go
Echoes.
from 1 to 5 in one upgrade now?
We rebalance the Echo slot types across the game. Rebalance a lot of the weapons have less slots because you're going to be swapping weapons a lot more often. I'm going to talk about weapons now, whether you like it or not.
But okay.
So weapons, now you don't level them up anymore. They drop as loot. So if you find a level 10 Windmother's Fang, it's level 10. It doesn't level up. If you can find a level 15 one by doing higher level content, you can
Interesting.
buy them. There's special currency vendors where you can get endgame versions of them.
I wonder if the in-game boards are that going to be the actual farming. Because I still, obviously, you can see right here with like the star weighting. By the way, higher than 5. Originally it was 5. What is it now? 6? Yeah, 6. So if the levels are no longer a separate progression, and if they're all tied to the drops, I imagine when we got duplicate heal, that's probably how we're gonna now rank up like the versions heal. Because originally, like if you had a weapon and you unlock it again, it will rank up. So I'm guessing that one they probably have multiples heal, which we will see in a moment. But I am interested to know if they are indeed all drops. Just like the character stuff. I am gonna kind of admit that. I am kind of gonna admit the whole like farming item to get it because of like that like Motto Hunter itch. So yeah, I'm gonna be sad about that. Hopefully, if they do show the quote unquote in-game version, maybe that one will be, you know, more in the farming type like Motto Hunter, like it is right now in the game. But I'm curious.
This is probably the biggest change, I'd say. Like just the moment-to-moment gameplay.
Yes.
It sounds very simple on paper of like, oh, weapons drop now, but the feeling of going into a dungeon, like instead of like rushing through it to maybe get your things
Ooh,
that you
auto
like,
sell,
you want to
nice.
look for all the
Or
different
multi-sell,
chests that
I should
you have.
say.
You have, like 3 different
Yeah,
types of
skeleton
chests now.
chests guarantee armor drops.
Yep.
There's epic chests now. The overlands areas have special one-time chests where you can get unique cosmetics. You can even explore Skylight for some ripples in the water. Find some hidden items there. Lots of secrets around.
Wait, are
everywhere.
we?
Not fishing? No, you're just interacting with the water. It's an item hidden in the water.
So yeah, so just to be clear on that, weapons drop.
But that was selling,
someone
right?
mentioned, hey, there's a lot of duplicates. Yeah, there are a lot of duplicates,
Yep.
just like a lot of other ARPGs. You could sell them for.
Yeah, you saw that chat. Still said awakening weapon, so she's still gonna upgrade her weapon. So yeah, so they're still, I think they're doing sale, right? Yeah, they're doing sale. So you can sell like potions up to all the characters now.
Gold. When you do get weapons, there is a randomized roll on them for the echo slots, so that you can be looking for that perfect echo roll that you're looking for your build.
Right. The cross and the rush type slots, those are fixed. So at a certain level, all weapons will have an echo slot, and it'll always have that. But the guard, attack, and balance
Here we go.
slots will be randomized. So even if I need
do Awakening walk.
Duplicate.
Whoa. Hey! Okay, good. They all keeping it, chat. Here we go. So yeah. So we are keeping item farming for enhancing. So yeah. So I'm guessing like normal weapon level and drop is just normal. And then the more powerful one, you have to farm the item. I'm happy. I am happy to not be moving that. Okay.
Will have some use.
You just don't do it from the get-go now.
Still in the game. We took out weapon essences, so those were the most annoying things to find for Awakening. Those are gone. So it's a lot simpler to awaken.
Yeah, they'll tell you how to get it.
Drakenmaw in this example here, and then you get it to 2 stars, and then you loot another Drakenmaw later, it'll have 2 stars. So you basically do an Awakening path once per weapon type.
Itself,
yeah,
that good.
Right. So
That is really good. They're gonna have getting multiple drop constantly.
What they specifically want, if you're looking for that god roll, like I mentioned, but you can still have progression and more meaningful progression towards awakening that weapon and it kind of being like your end.
Yeah, I think that's good for echoes. Well, while we're here too, quick update on consumables. Their durations are now 30 minutes, so it's useful to have one up. Always, you can have one attack type and one defensive type consumable. Always worth using. You also get a small XP buff that lasts along with it, so basically want to use them now.
Yeah, this is actually making potion a little more useful.
It's just always good to have some consumables up to make a difference. Yeah, so affinities. First, the screen's been updated. That's not affinities. There we go. So it should be a lot easier to see what actual bonuses you're getting, what the actual things you have equipped with, what stats are aligned with what affinities. The cap is now increased to 25, so there's a 3rd affinity perk, which you'll only be able to get that in post-game, so you'll have to do mythics to be able to get Black Moonstone.
Yeah, because this is the stuff you level when you gain levels, like character levels.
20 to 25. We halved essentially the cost of Gloomstone costs for ranking up your affinities, because you're getting a lot more characters more often. We want you to be able to swap and keep multiple characters up to date, so a lot less grind.
So hang on. I need to look. Okay. So seeing over here. Okay, so they are keeping the shards. So the way they are talking, since they have 200 heal. I'm gonna assume what they are talking about there, like these are gonna be easier to come by, which you should be, because right now you have to like craft them, and you have to like get them from like shards that you get for doing dungeons and stuff. But you know, like example, like this shard right here was like the most common, especially early on, required like 20 of a totally distant shard, and you usually got like maybe like 30 of them for each dungeon one. So like, yeah, this stacked up really hard for like grinding the stuff up, especially any more so like what I went into, any more so if you were using like the scrolls and stuff you got to boost your weapons and your characters up, so you could jump levels super fast. And yeah, it was like hard trying to kind of keep up with this. So I am happy they are keeping it. So yeah, they're making it a little more easy and common to get them. I'm totally down for that.
In there, and respecking also gives you your gold back. So before you would respec, and then you'd be like, crap, I don't have gold, and then you'd be stuck sitting on points. So you'll actually get your gold back as well too.
Good. I don't think the gold matter that much, because it's like
affinities.
Well, so I get maybe with everything changing, maybe gold be more useful.
Yeah.
Like we said before, all Founders Pack items are exclusive to those Founders Packs. We've expanded the content. We're
But the gold was like pretty easy to get originally, though, after a certain point.
That were added. Obviously, we added Grendel, new progression system. So to be clear, there's no content that was removed. The only thing that would be removed is the online requirement.
Good.
And the randomized matchmaking that you might encounter.
And also, I guess some stuff have been shifted around, but that's good to know they didn't cut anything out.
Over to the job board, but no content will be removed. We just added a lot.
Yeah, and co-op is, pretty simple. If you're on Steam, you just right-click, join game or invite to game. They drop in the same way that your progression would be the same in the live version. If you're on a quest and you do it in their world, you get credit for it.
He'll look at possibility.
Back to your game, you have everything, so there's no weird, like, oh, I don't get credit for this in your world or anything like that.
Yeah, someone asked the question about does that still have crossplay? No. So because of the fact that there is no account system, as Steve just mentioned, you're joining friends directly through your friends list. So you're clicking on them in Steam or clicking them on PlayStation Network and joining their game directly, like a traditional co-op game. As far as actual crossplay or matchmaking, let's talk about that.
Not cutting shit. Woodface. What year is this? They gotta cut stuff.
Hey, that's what they talking about. It's no longer going to be co-op playful now. So, there you go. They cut that. Did that count? I get that outside the game, which, But, I'm telling you, if only more devs were like L-Ship. I'm just saying, you remember all the stuff I bitched and moaned about in PSO about Sega cutting when they had no content, and then they removed content all willy-nilly? Wasn't a Wayfinder problem, chat. Come on over to the Wayfinder side. Come on over.
That towards the end of the stream and kind of like what we're looking towards in the future, as well as some other cool surprises. I promise you, really good surprise at the end. You don't want to go.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna swap.
Are you ready for the transition?
Ready for the transition in a minute. Before we do that, let's do a giveaway. We might as well. We've been talking for 20 some minutes. So let's give away a copy of the game. So we're gonna give away a copy of the game that we have. That's Founders. Well, it used to be a base Founders pack, but it's now actually just the game. And then we also have these. I'm trying to do this without touching my mic. Give away 2 of these. These are USB thumb
8
drive?
gigabyte.
Wooden daggers.
Huh?
8.0, 3.0 8 gigabyte USB drives.
I bet you this is really good on the mic. So here's the USB.
Also,
Very cool.
also, my God.
And also has
oh man,
So,
just the chatty bot now.
Let's give away 2 of these. So Snarfer's gonna roll for 2 USBs. Snarf, do it up.
All right.
And then we'll do.
I wonder if they're doing a UFP because they don't technically have theme keys yet.
Yes, you will hear the voices of all the Wayfinders as well as some NPCs when you're inside the game, as well as some enemies when you're fighting the game. It's kind of cool. I actually didn't know. I forgot which one it was that I was fighting yesterday, and he's like, "Oh, what a kid you!"
Yeah, a lot more VO in, and again for the Wayfinders, there'll be combat quips. They'll be shouting out when you're doing your abilities. Sometimes getting wounded, helping people.
Yeah, right now we do cut the super and not like it.
Giveaways, just to be clear, giveaways as well as the live chat that we're taking questions from is on Twitch. I can't do multiple places at once, unfortunately, so it's all gonna be on Twitch. Alex, you got that roll yet?
It's not populating.
Alex says it's not populating.
All right, I'm guessing of a number between 1 and 100.
Okay, I'm not doing that. That's terrible.
To answer the question about housing items and cosmetics acquired through the shop, so everything is reset. So it's basically a brand new game. You'll be starting fresh. You'll be able to acquire everything that you've found before. Ruby actually has an expanded list of stuff to buy. You can find around everywhere in the world. There's tons of all of those cosmetics to find, but you'll have to redo your house as well. Since it's a brand new
reload
game.
the chat bot. We're not gonna keep
Fine, my house is nothing but slime. That's all my house is right now.
It's not populating any. It's not.
My slime pets that got kind of out of hand.
Okay. I guess we'll transition over to talking about Grendel.
All right. Well, let's go do the transition.
Yep, let's do the original trailer for Grendel. Once again, back when he was able to be December.
本当だからだ。あんた、盗賊、殺し屋、英雄。俺はどれかって金を払うやつにおる。
I wonder if we're still gonna get any of the anime cutscenes. Probably not, right? Because I know these all, like, can get very offensive. It might be just a digital extreme thing.
Yeah, that was the.
What? No, what? Go ahead.
I was gonna say that's the teaser that we showed off at TGS. There is the
We'll
full
have the
version.
full version when the game is live on June 11th. So look forward to it. It is awesome. It is very, very cool. People are saying, is he only Japanese? No, I promise he's in English. Like Steve said, this was an asset that we premiered at Tokyo Game Show. We're not quite ready. Oops, stream dead. There
No.
goes the stream.
Didn't be?
I think Twitch spoke on them now.
Yeah, just turn off the video. It keeps
Hey,
playing
do what you
over
gotta
and
do,
over.
Zeke.
Just go back to us.
I will be here.
This is what you call doing it live. Somebody said recently, I don't remember what it was like. I like these guys because you could tell they're scrappy and they, oh God, are we scrappy? As we back, it's buffering a lot. Yeah, I just don't think I like that video. I don't know why. Latency issues. Oh yeah, I did see this come up a bunch in chat. Hold on.
And now we got echoes.
It should be able
Twitch chat. Are we back? Hello? We are not back. Twitch chat hasn't moved in like a minute.
It's definitely moving my mind.
Double sound, audio double. Oh my
God, I do. I feel them pain every time they do one of these stream. I feel them.
Streamers.
Yeah.
I feel them pain.
Alex definitely had 2 audio streams going. DE provided the mics. That's rude. Come on, guys.
It should be better now.
All right, we should be better. Somebody asked about the latency issues.
No,
I will say one of the things that is really hard.
I love
to
how they just
convey
still
on a stream
doing
is
jam
talking,
at
AJ's echoing
DE.
all the time, Lamau, AJ's still echoing. On brand, to be honest. It is absolutely on brand. It's the game feels a lot different. Like it's really impossible for us to be like, hey, it feels better and talk about that. It's just one of those things you have to pick up and play. Someone's saying we're back, cool. So we want to get in your hands super quick, 31st and then June 11th, and then later on for
Once again, we will be doing on 34th. Everything
yes, as far as
go
like, the
as
actual
planned.
latency goes in terms of like your character, it feels much more
Also known as
responsive.
NVIDIA now.
Feels much more obviously like a traditional game that doesn't have an online requirement, but I think people will be very, very happy and pleased with just how it feels. Echo's gone. All right, let's go to Grendel. We've got 30 minutes. I got a heart out at 1. All right, so well, Alex was playing Grendel before, but let's talk about Grendel's abilities. Let's actually look at some of the videos that we have inside here and talk about this big
Yeah.
city.
So Grendel is awesome. He actually has his passive basically buffs him when you guard break enemies, and he has a lot of break power in his base.
Okay, I give him a little distant now
So he's
from
got
the being a tank.
Tremor, which you can send a shockwave, and it'll do a ton of break damage in a big long line, which Alex
Can we
can
go to
hover
Tremor?
over. Yeah. So yeah, you can send a shockwave down, do a ton of break damage. You have your leap, which you can use to gap close to enemies. Through upgrading it, you can get a second charge, which is a lot of fun. So you can be like leaping around the battlefield, breaking
When
stuff.
are they changing how
buffing
you lock
yourself
on
up
the
when they're
enemy?
broken. And then he's got
But even right
Whirlwind,
now
which
is like,
has,
for melee,
its
you
own
kind of like,
resource bar, so you can
you know,
use
like
as
zip
much or
towards the
little
enemy
as
a
you want
lot.
as you're fighting, break stuff, Whirlwind, kill everything.
Spin the wind trap.
He's a lot of fun. And then his ultimate buffs him up a ton. He can't be staggered, so even if your guard broken, you can keep attacking, and you move faster, deal more damage. He becomes a whirlwind of death. He's lots of fun.
He's a real barbarian. So he kind of is. Being up in your face and actually fighting. A lot of fun to play. It is really about being in the middle of combat and just getting up those meters and just dealing a lot of damage. I think Grendel will be something that people love to, especially if you do like that type of play. That's really melee focused. Again, in Wayfinder, you can play any character with any weapon, but he definitely excels with that two-hander. And then obviously he's a War Master, so the War Master passive comes into play with him as well.
Yep, so you can do weapon abilities more often. He actually works really well with ability power because his whirlwind is a big damage source for him. So getting ability power and spinning, shooting guys is very effective.
Okay, so let's take.
Wow, that
over,
is some range on that
actually,
attack.
to our brand new zone, rather than just fighting stuff here. Let's talk about Frostmarch. So those who played the game before.
Wait. Hang on, Chad. Hang on. I want to look at this. What all do we have here? Do we got anything new? So signal file, echo, Gloomgate, Elia, transition, Omen, weapon master, the engineer. Okay, Ruby is still around for house up. Wolf is still around. Job board, bounty board. Okay, we got a bounty hunting thing. That new. And then this dude is new, but I think they were the dude. Yeah, they were the dude. I think they went to actually get like the stuff for the founder pack stuff. So yeah, bounty board is the main new one here. So also, I wonder what's going on here. I wonder if these like we can set all symbols like on the map maybe. I kind of what that look like a bit. But yeah. So it look like outside of the NPC and the bounty board, doesn't look like it anything else new in the town yet. Which I'm kind of surprised by because there was a couple things that was in the original like cold beta that still haven't been in the game yet outside of them private betas.
Fighting stuff here. Let's talk about Frostmarch. So those who played the game before, Deepwood Holt was a location you'll be familiar with. It was a much smaller location that we planned to expand. We've done that expansion. This is by far the largest game zone that we have.
So it's no longer just like a glorified town?
One, roughly 3 times the size of outside the volume, right? Roughly 3 times the size as old Overlands. You want to show that map real quick? Zoom out a tad.
Yeah, I want to see the map.
But it's pretty big.
Oh, wow, okay.
Steve, talk about some of the things people might find while they're inside of Frostmarch.
Yeah, so there's the Deepwood Holt is still there. So there's the town hub. There's
Okay, hang on. What we got over here? The file arena, dungeon entrance, mortars, event. Okay, so we keep an event. Wait, begin a portal. I wonder if that like the other like dimension that we went into like for the Christmas event, and I know you can sometimes trigger it out in the marshland where you just like teleport to like a distant dimension altogether to fight in for a little bit. I wonder if that what that we're falling to.
tons
Oh, also we got epic check amount as well, so we got collectibles out here.
of hidden call them cellars, basically like little micro dungeons underneath.
Ooh.
Lots of secrets to find, world bosses, events, new events. There's patrols, which basically will be like beacons you can find that give you random.
Yeah, so patrols are, I was
area.
going to mention that. Patrols are a brand new system that we have. Kind of like the job board. You go to a patrol beacon, I'm sure Alex will find one. You pick up some patrol quest, you complete it, and then what do you get upon completion?
You get a bunch of different rewards for the patrols.
Those are good marks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that place
Doing
is so
any
much
event
better
in,
looking now.
In Frostmarch, it's one of the new currencies, Frostmarks. You can use them at a vendor to get a bunch of cool late game loot. Not end game because there is a whole other end game. There's a one.
Secret chest.
Yeah,
It's a
so-
one-time chest. You can find that anywhere in the world.
Yeah, so those all the overlands you'll find those chests look like that. You can open them once and they have a unique.
I do like how we're going from town
unique
training to
thing inside of
combat.
them. So here's a patrol.
We turn game audio down just a little bit more. Just so we're clear too, I know we mentioned at the beginning of the stream, we'll mention it one more time for people. All of the monetization and all the MTX items that we once had in the game, or once had in the store, are now inside the game. So what Alex just found is a one-time chest that could have sprays, weapon skins, housing items, like anything that was inside of the game. That
Oh, they also changed the damage output numbers.
are all earnable inside the game. There's no in-game monetization to mention that again, and it's all stuff that you can pick up while you're inside the game and find those chests, or just inside of loot when you're in the dungeons.
Yeah. One of the other things, one of the big things, one of the coolest things we added too is all the armor. So we had a lot of different cosmetics for sale. They're no longer for sale. We wanted to give them to players, but just grabbing cosmetic armor throughout the game wasn't exciting enough. So they're all actually loot, and they have stats.
Yeah, so they're no longer cosmetic then.
Actually, you can hit start, and it should pause.
Oh yeah, we didn't mention pause.
Yeah, so you can pause in single player
Okay,
too.
fun
so.
fact about pause. We were like, hey, we should do a pause. Maybe we can do a pause, but we don't let a pause. I pushed really hard for a pause, and I'm going to give a shout out to my mom because I was in the middle of fighting Spider Queen. My mom called, just out of pure muscle memory, I hit pause, nothing happened. I'm like, God, this sucks. We should put in a pause. So yes, there is a pause inside the game now, which is great. If you are playing as a co-op experience, either as the host or someone that joined, there is no co-op. I'm sorry.
No pause. There is co-op.
But if you are playing solo, there is a pause just by pressing the start button to bring up the menu.
Yeah. What someone asked, we did a balance tuning across the entire game. So some bosses had multiplayer specific mechanics. We made sure it was still soloable. You can beat the whole game solo as well.
That's good.
If you
Because,
wanna
yeah, there
improve
were a
your
couple
armor,
balls here and there that
so one of the
very
things
much
you
felt
can
like
find
it was
armor
meant
throughout
for.
the game. There's 5 slots to equip. They actually have stats. You can mix it.
No co-op.
No. It was a slip up. He did not mean to say that. Don't run with that. Don't do it, chat. We saw what happened last time you guys said something or went with a random comment about from someone. You know, with the whole mobile thing. I haven't forgot. Don't you do it. Don't you tell CMT. It's just a slip up. You didn't hear anything, chat.
In match, you will also unlock the cosmetic option, so you can still transmog. So if you get a new piece of armor, but you want to keep how you looked, you can do that. All Wayfinders start with different hairstyles now as well, so you can customize that right from the get-go. And when there's some progression-based persona unlocks, so those are the full body takeovers, yeah. And you'll get that when you hit level 30 or Awaken 5. So there's those to unlock on every character also. But all of the component pieces are drops with stats on them.
Yep, and they're not items like you said. They just go into your collection. I mean, we were a collection-based game before, but really now we're leaning into it. We've also added hundreds of actual dyes that you can apply to both the character's hair, the weapons. All these things, again, are earnable. Nothing is purchasable inside the game. It is something that you will find throughout the game just by playing it.
Yep. And yeah, like to touch on the armor again, the bonuses on them are percentage based, so they're always useful. There's different tiers of armor you can find, but
when are they going to keep the full set bonuses?
You're wanting to find higher level ones as you play. The armor, you'll find better ones, but they'll be useful forever. It's not like you're going to find the same armor piece at different levels. It's more of a collection. There's 10 sets per character.
Yep, so just to confirm, armor is different than transmogging. You can mix and match, and you can have the armor stats, and you can have the armor buffs.
It's almost just going to go up like the weapons all, huh?
No issue there.
Yeah.
What happens to world bosses like Talon of Fire?
So we
here we go
as well. So you can actually manually summon him, so you don't have to wait for 30 minutes or an hour for
all of our world bosses are like that.
Yeah, so all the world bosses are summonable and beatable solo. They're tough.
So they're NMs now.
But they are definitely doable solo.
That was one of my main questions I wanted to ask, and we were able to get an interview set up with the devs. I wanted to ask about that. Because that was my biggest curiosity, especially with him, that big fireball that we were trying to do solo. So good to know they are I can't beat trap. I'm telling you, trap, my mind is blinking today. Summoning them now instead of having them on time mode. That is great, because we technically had that with the giant like warm module that you could also do where you had to find food. So I'm guessing it probably just gonna take that mechanic of buying X, Y, and Z items, summon them, or maybe we could just buy them from like a vendor to like summon. So yeah, that is good. Also, I just realized something. There was another bar on the HP bar now. And that's not your level. What is that?
Yes.
And also, speaking of difficulty, we actually added difficulties. So
yeah, let's put on the hardest difficulty, see how Alex does here.
Yeah, so you can change it at any time. So we have scoring, normal, challenging, and heroic. Heroic is a lot tougher.
I think that is coming from the heroic dungeon they originally were going to do.
Discord, on Steam forums, even Reddit. Why don't we have specific bonuses or affixes or whatever for the difficulty levels?
Yeah, so one of the requirements for adding the difficulties, we really wanted to get them in because some people, looking at feedback, it's too hard.
Also, hang on, chat. Did it mean we no longer going to have difficult unlockable dungeons? Because originally what we had was, all the dungeon was like, oh, it's easy. You beat it. It unlocked like normal. And they were like, okay, beat it on normal with like, you know, a transmog on it or a imbuement on it. And they would unlock like the net level. And it would just like slowly ramp up the more you do the dungeons. So I'm wondering if they getting rid of that now.
It's too easy. It's a very skill-based game, so it's all over the place. So we wanted to have something so people can customize the difficulty for themselves. I like playing very hard games if I can.
Also,
The
I get this
challenge
also
makes it a lot
affect the
more fun
open
for me.
areas as well.
So I
not
really
just the
am excited
dungeon.
to get heroic in there. What we wanted to avoid was weird edge cases with one, if you play heroic and you get better loot, it makes it easier again, so it kind of defeats the purpose. And we don't have any achievements tied to it or anything right now. One of the things we wanted to avoid also was just creating a flood of bugs and catch-22s like, oh, I'm playing on heroic for my achievement, but I joined my friend who has it set to story and now it invalidates my achievement forever. Like it's really
Yeah.
just for you
Face
can
down.
change it to how you want to play it. If you don't want to, you're new to action games, you can play on story and still experience the game. If you really like action games and you want it to be harder, you can also put it up to heroic. If you're having trouble with the boss and you're just like, I just want to get past this, you can put it to story and then put it back to heroic. It's really up to the player to customize how they want to play.
I am happy it's not going to affect any of the achievements. That
Taking
great.
some questions from chat again. Someone asked about heroic Kairos. Obviously, no difference between heroic Kairos. It's not a correlation between heroic Kairos and the heroic difficulty. Obviously, and then someone else asked about specifically the Founders Pack. Again, all those items are completely exclusive. They're not inside the game. You cannot earn them. They're not in there. How has the story changed? So one of the things that we did do is we did change the flow of the main story quest to incorporate some additional content, as well as stripped down some of the dialogue that we heard feedback from players was excessive and kind of kept you out of the gameplay and more inside of speaking to NPCs. So that has been streamlined. We also do have a storyline that culminates in a very large fight. That's all I'll say. I won't give away who's involved or what's going on there, but I will say that it is
So that
very
new
cool, very
content.
fun fight. Definitely urge you to check it out. But we have done those adjustments and yeah.
I wonder, so they are saying they are streamlining the character, you know, talking cutscene bit. And since they did say nothing was getting cut, I wonder if that gonna just like move over from instead of just sitting there talking to an NPC, being like some of the more, I get filler dialogue, would be probably maybe the one that like pop up at like the lower door. Cause we had that to begin with, like that when the voice acted, sadly. So I wonder if it's just gonna be moving around some dialogue to like them menu. That way you can actually still move around and do stuff and still heal the cutscene. So that'd be nice.
So Snarf is going through the Frostmarch area and kind of looking at all the different POIs and different types of events that you have. I think in total in this area there's something like 20 events, right? There's a ton of quests.
Wait, did it say 23 events?
POIs and other things to find when you're on there.
And the actual Lost Zone entrances for Reaver Woods are in the overland and not just all in the town hub, so you'll actually need to explore to find those as well.
Yeah, I was hoping they were gonna move that stuff
Are you able to
around.
Turn off damage number. Can you turn off damage numbers?
No, but one of the things we did update was now if you see a purple number, you know that's from ability power or magic damage. So you can
Oh,
actually,
how would that
if you're
mean?
getting killed by something that's hitting you with purple numbers, if you get more magic defense, it'll help you with that.
That's a nice change.
So
That's a
the
nice quality of life
flight
right
test has
there.
been updated as well.
Yeah, so Alex was just on one of the mounts that's exclusive to the Founders Coins. Let's talk
Seen him
about
on the
mount.
random
So,
dungeon, right?
We have mounts inside the game now. They're really cool, obviously. You can customize the mount as well as the saddle. Can you go back to the Longma? So this is the Founders mount that was given to the Founders Pack for Awakening and Exalted Pack. Fun fact, the nice little bonus that those founders have for us is that you actually have access to this mount immediately upon entering Skylight in the game.
So what mount are you gonna
Anyone else
get
that
if
doesn't
you don't have
these
it?
packs, you do have to earn your mount
Ah,
by completing
probably
the
that
quest,
one.
But it is a nice thank you to
Maybe
the
not.
Awakening
Never
and
mind. It's the
Exalted
same
Pack
one.
founders that you will get through Longma immediately. So
That other
there's the
mount was
saddle as well,
tied
and you
to
can earn some other
the
things
silver
like this. Just cosmetic.
we pulpit
There's
thing.
nothing else additional on top of that. Photo mode would be cool, something we'd love to add in the future, just didn't have the time or resources to do it now. How is leveling system working now? Do we have activities that we can do with different characters to level up, or is it like the old system where you're constantly spamming dungeons?
Yeah, so we still have the resonance scrolls for characters, not for weapons. We've tuned the
Yeah.
leveling curve So you should be able to play pretty straight through without having to grind a lot, especially if you're on normal. If you're on heroic, you'll probably need to gear up and stuff. But Resonance Scrolls will level characters. If you find a character, they will actually be higher than level 1 already. So if you're like, I think Grendel comes at like level 8 when you get him. And weapons, oh yeah, one of the other things we removed was the max equip level. So anyone can equip anything of any level. So if you get a level 30 weapon and you have level 30 accessories, you swap.
Yeah, because this was something that was like, it wasn't really a big problem. It was like a little bit of a setback. So what they're talking about here was originally you would get armor or accessories that did have stats on them, and they were tied to levels. So it would be like, oh, you're level 8 character, you find like level 9 enemy, you might get like, you know, a armor roughly around that level. The problem that came from that is by having them tied to the enemies you are fighting to their level, was if your character is level 9, you have a level 9 armor, you can only equip level 9. So what ends up happening is if you mainly, say you went around with like a mat level character to farm items, to unlock a character, you would be like, oh, I have no reason to have these level in armor, I'm just going to sell them. So you would just sell them, and because you only had so much inventory space to begin with, so you had to constantly be selling stuff to make room. So it, like once you unlock the character and you start playing that character, you literally would just go, you know, X amount of time with no armor on that character. So you then enter that point of, do you constantly just change out armor as you leveling? Or do you just want to have no armor till you hit like level 20, 30, whatever it might be? So like, that was one of them things that was like a little bit like busy walk. Like it wasn't like horrible by any means, but it still was like an extra level of busy walk. So that is good they'll be moving that whole thing. So hopefully, well, I get now thinking about it, if they'll be moving the restriction for the level of the armor, I wonder if the armor now, it just doesn't matter. You know, it's like, oh, we're gonna give you like 80% because of the level 31 item, and you like level 2. Are we just gonna get that stat? Because we obviously still have the levels on the armor and stuff. And the stats tied to that. So I'm kind of curious on how that's gonna work now, or is it just gonna like note down to like level depending on the armor set.
Up to a level 1 character or level 8 character, you can equip the level 30 weapons and accessories, and it'll be way stronger. So
okay, so it's not gonna kill then. It's just as if. Okay, that answers my question.
And again, talents, if you've unlocked talent points, they unlock on all your characters. So switching to another character is not too bad.
Someone asked about Steam Deck compatibility. I was supposed to bring my Steam Deck in here and use it as a prop, but it's charging at my desk. But yes, it will be verified. It is completely playable on Steam Deck with a dedicated profile.
There's some new flat chat
now, but it runs great. We have people inside the office here that have been playing exclusively on the Steam Deck for weeks. It hosts co-op games just like your PC with no issue, no latency, no problem. But it's a great device to play this on. We think it's pretty compelling actually to play.
Okay, let's see this dungeon chat.
Your couch. So Alex found a cellar here. There's a ton of these throughout Frostmarch. Shout out to our world building team and the guys that work on this zone and all of the zones that we have inside the game. But there's a lot of secrets to find here. I think Alex is trying to choose it.
So just Diablo-like dungeons then, huh?
Well, we have to redownload the game. Will the new version be patched over the current version? The new version will be patched over the current version. There will not be a new SKU. Won't be a new website.
Good. Fantastic.
All Founders packs work for people on PS5.
How you doing, Joe? How you doing? We getting caught up. They did a depth stream a little bit ago, going over everything that's happening now that Wayfinder going single player and showing off all the new stuff. So right now they are showing off the new zone, the new side quests, the new like caves and stuff you can find that indicate have a boss in it, but they did say also dungeons as well. So the game becoming any more like Diablo every waking moment. But how you doing, Joe?
You can make that purchase, and it'll give you all these stuff. How does health and damage scale with multiple players?
Oh, I will beat it. Don't you worry. It will happen. We got to the 34th, Joe.
Spheres, so if you're playing with a friend now,
whoa! No, No, we're not doing that.
We are doing
no.
it. We are doing it.
I don't know why you're into this.
It's because it was a bit
Or
MMO
stop
that
it.
sadly died, but at least it's still playable. At least it's still playable. But don't worry, we will beat the Evil King before the 34th. It will happen.
Or by yourself, really. The way it works is dungeons will have level ranges, so it'll be like power level 300 to 900.
Yeah, well, we always have already
scale to
anyway.
within that range. Players will never scale down to content anymore. So if
Hey,
you're power
nice.
level 2000 and you go to a max power level 900 thing, you're gonna stomp it. And
I'm down for that. I
if
do
you're
love
playing
my
with a friend
RPG
and they're
power
level
fantasy.
400 and you're power level 1500, the content for you will scale up to 900, which is the cap of that range. You'll be getting loot equivalent to the 900 power level. Your friend will be see enemies of his power level or her power level
Okay.
and getting loot relative to that.
Yeah, so it'll
basically,
fight going.
If I do 1,000 damage and it's 10% of their health, your friend will see 10% of their
Yeah,
health go
so
away.
what game does that? I know there was a game recently that did that. That like the enemies are harder. I think it might have been Diablo. Right now thinking about it, maybe it was Diablo 4 that did that. It was Diablo 4. Was like when we were doing co-op with X. X had enemy that was like level 30, and the enemy for me was like level 15 or so. That way. So we're just doing the Diablo scaling. So yeah, we will see what comes of this on the 11th when it become available for everybody. That is still the part I'm honestly still worried about. Is because for everybody who already owned the game, that come available on the 34th, single player stuff. And then for everybody that don't already own the game, it become available on the 11th of June. So I'm really curious to see what the player base, especially since it's only going to be Steam at launch, to my knowledge, because I think they said PlayStation coming later. If it's Steam only at launch, I'm so curious to see what the number going to be on the 34th and what the number going to be on the 11th of June. As far like, you know, how much recouping is actually going to come from this. Like, I'm so curious. I'm hoping for the best, but we will see. I know a lot of people enjoying the new update for Diablo 4. I've been seeing a lot of people being pretty pumped about the new update. Haven't tried it, haven't played it since launch, so I got no input on it. But I know some people got a little bitter about I think with the 4-2 seasons, but supposedly the new season supposed to be good, allegedly. But
And they only need to do 100 damage to do 10% of their health because they're way lower power level. So you can play with friends of different level ranges. The Gloom Tears in the Overlands, and Void Dungeons, those are basically level 1 to 30. So they'll scale to whatever power level you are. So that's another thing you can do. Even if you're vastly different, you can still do
somebody
those.
mentioned that they were sad that there's no more difficulty spheres. We really want to take that challenge that we have and apply them towards Mythic. So we can talk a little bit about Mythic.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, so the post game, once you complete the main story, you'll get the credits and you'll unlock Mythic difficulty hunts. So, and the bounty board. So you'll be able to fight any hunt in the game at Mythic level. They'll be way more powerful. They'll drop Mythic versions of their echoes. They'll start dropping legendary armor, legendary level weapons and accessories. Bounties will hit you against hunts with certain mutators, and in doing that you'll be able to get a resource called Glory, and you'll be able to use that to get basically level 38 weapons, which are the highest tier of Mythic. And then there are 4 new hunts and 2 world bosses that are only Mythic, and they're level 38. So
a decent amount of
if you just
in-game
beat the
down.
game and you try and fight them straight away, you'll probably get killed.
Also good to
and
see
you'll
that the
wanna be
Mythic stuff
getting,
actually did translate into
updating
single
armor,
player.
updating your loadout.
We didn't have that before, but they
getting
talked
more
about it
Wayfinder rank
before.
and talents and work your way to.
So good to say
killing
that
those
see that
hunts.
didn't
Somebody
get
asked
gutted
about
or
existing
cut.
Wayfinders. I think pretty much every Wayfinder did get touched in some way or shape or form, be it abilities or be it ability power, streamlining how they work. There's a huge fix for Wingrave with his combos that was changed.
Time to join me on the 11th, Joe.
Combos specifically. So yes, all of those characters have been looked at and adjusted both for this transition, but just in terms of just full-blown balancing and tuning. But there are no like full-blown reworks to any of those existing characters.
Right. Yeah. We've done mostly buffs on everything. A lot of
So just a little
underperforming
balancing,
weapon
not too
abilities
crazy.
have been buffed.
Time to level, Joe, for me and
a lot
you.
of it's hard to even know where the change was from live to this. Like we've done a bunch of updates to everything across the game essentially.
Somebody asked about multiple saves. Multiple save files is something that we do want to support in the future. It is not in now, but you can very easily take your save file and your save location, back it up to your desktop, and then just make a new one if you want to play with a group of friends, then change over to another friend.
What people are doing with Dry
something
and
that
Doma, but without getting
Right
banned.
now, it is just one save file that you can continue from or wipe out from the game, but it is just a folder that you can copy over from your.
We do to walk
your-
around.
from
I
your
good.
Windows directory. And then by the time we get out to PlayStation, hopefully we have a system in place, no guarantees, but we'd like to do something with multiple save files. Yes.
Yep. Item limits have been raised. Someone asked about housing earlier. So wait, the new video.
Yeah, the new video.
So
that was edited.
okay,
Yeah.
so there's what's here now and then what's coming. So but the current housing item limits are raised. You're going to be getting a lot more items than you did before.
Huge though. Not
Yeah.
just raised. It goes from 100.
No. Damn it. Mm.
100 items. Let's see what it is. 100 items and 25 lighting items to 500 items.
Yeah, it's a lot more.
And 120 lighting. I could be wrong. Don't crucify me, please. We will have it in the patch notes. But the TLDR is that there is a huge change to housing in terms of the amount of things that you can put inside your house, both the lighting and the decorations. It is a giant upgrade. There's also, yes, an increased item limit, an increased echo limit that we put inside the game versus what's in there live as well.
And yeah, I guess we'll be teasing something that won't be there at 1.0, but we are working on for a content update. So
yeah, somebody asked, I've seen a couple of comments about PlayStation specifically, so I'll address that. Why is there a delay in the PlayStation release? So when you're in early access, obviously you want to be able to have a lot of agility and change the game and push an update. Maybe there's something that's game breaking, maybe there's a big feature you want to add. Being on Steam does allow us that agility to do it, but PlayStation does not. And then also just the complete one honest truth is that that transition from digital streams to us is not complete. We don't have control over that PlayStation account just yet. So I don't have a way to essentially update that PlayStation version. So we will be adding this update for PlayStation 5 by the end of the summer. As soon as we have a date in terms of when we can think we can do that and that transition is complete and all those tools are handed over to us, we will let the community know. But we'd love to start. We are testing on it now, but as soon as it's available, we'll put it on. And just to confirm, June 11th is not the 1.0. We will still be in early access. We hope to leave early access by the end of the year when we do bring the game over to Xbox as well as PlayStation. No Switch version, that's PlayStation. And
you can also swap characters in dungeons and weapons. You can swap all that in dungeons, which was a lot more like it was in the Overlands before.
6-man raid. So I'll talk about this now. It's come up a couple times. People have asked specifically about our future support for the game and how we plan to grow it. And I've seen and I've talked to a couple people and looked at a couple forums online, and people are like, "Hey, reading between the lines, they're kind of putting out the game and then moving on." And it's not really reading between the lines. We've been very honest with the fact that, like, yes, our intention is to deliver a 1.0 version of this game. We would love to continue working on the game. Everyone here loves the world. We love the characters. We love everything we've built so far, and we don't want to leave it, but the financials have to make sense. So in order for us to do things like possibly adding matchmaking or a server browser or crossplay or new characters or new locations really depends on the reception of the game, just being completely blunt with people. So the end goal is that we will deliver a 1.0 version of the game for people that have forever. It will be out of early access. That version will include an update to housing that we'll show in a minute, a brand new character, brand new location, brand new additional hunts.
You have 7 minutes, by the way.
Okay, thank you. With the brand new additional hunts that we will have, and again, that'll come in early access. Anything outside of the game, be it cross-play or servers or another Wayfinder, another location, really just depends on you guys and everybody else. If the game finds an audience, we will happily support it. We're making this shift because it is a necessity of the business and where we're at, but we love the game and we love the world, and we have absolutely no reason to want to leave other than we have to enjoy things. So I hope that answers the question in terms of, like, hey, what is the support going to look like in the future? You guys will help dictate that, so get the word out.
What's in the fucking box?
When are the patch notes coming?
You all chat.
So
You all in
we
the
will not have
box.
full patch notes, just to be clear. We will not have full patch notes, but it's like 5,000 changes, 10,000. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
We will have an overview.
Also,
of the
good to know we
patch
have
notes
available
for
5 going on with
PlayStation.
PlayStation. I had a feeling it was
Changes.
something along the
We'll put
line for
online that kind of
PlayStation.
outlines all the main systems that we talked about here, and I know that we're kind of rifling through stuff, but there's a reason for that. I'll talk about it in a minute. But
Also, real quick chat, since I didn't get a comment because someone decided to put us in a box. With them saying it's not going to be like a separate download and just going to be an update, I wonder if that mean we are going to be good at since it's technically not a distant game technically, will we actually be good for NVIDIA now? If so, that's what we're going to do come the 34th, you know? We're just going to be playing it through NVIDIA now and see how it goes. So that made me feel better about that update now.
Yep. Then we have 6 minutes total.
Minutes. As in all games, no one can tell how 1.0 will differ from early access because part of the early access see what's working. So, true, we don't know where early access.
Oh, we got
is
multiple
gonna go,
rooms and all out now.
Tons of ideas and tons of characters and tons of locations in various forms. This is just a look at one thing that will be coming in early access.
All out got way bigger.
Update. It delivers multiple floors, multiple locations, and specifically something special at the end. I won't give away just yet, but we know housing is really something that people actually love about the game in terms of both building out their characters and their locations. So we want to keep supporting it. We want to continue.
Yeah, them are a whole bunch of new pets as well.
A couple times, all the housing items and previously purchasable items are inside the game. Oh, important thing we didn't mention: any housing item that you do find, you get the recipe to make another version of it. So it's not just a one and done type of thing.
That's good, and then so that will still keep Wooby well then.
Make multiple versions of it, or if I want to do that with a lighting fixture, I have the ability to do that.
Is anybody doing a lot of that? Of like find the item once and then like the upgrades and the duplicates? It's gonna be more like crafting. It seems like they're all leaning into that a lot more in this. So the other thing about the house, I wonder if there's like a overall time progression, like, upgrade your house or something X amount and then get more rooms. Or is it just like the new fate? Because this is so much bigger than before. Because before it was just a room and that was it. So I wonder how they can operate.
Party, please. The game is supportive of 3-player co-op. Going back to what I said before about raids, we did retroactively work on the raids from 6 players to 3. Again, if we have support and people love the game and they're playing it, we'll love to bring that 3-player content out. Maybe it expands. We just can't promise that yet. Yes, you can pet the pets.
Yeah, we added petting pets also.
Placement limits still in effect. Yes, in case you missed it about a couple minutes ago, we talked about it, that we did increase it by almost 5 times. It's 500 for items now and 125 for lighting. I need this game, man. Well, pretty soon you can play this game.
Yeah, I guess we kind of had to stand up. But she's in the house, it got so much bigger.
We're gonna talk about some final stuff at the end. But if you have any other questions, guys, please throw them inside the chat. Will the winter event be inside the game? It is not. With our limited time and resources that we have, we weren't able to add it.
Hey, I'm cool with the winter being gone finally.
Access, hopefully, and then maybe have some sort of a toggle so that you can turn it on and off. Maybe it's with your system clock. We don't know. We've talked about it, but again, this was the work that we could do from about February to now.
To be totally honest, I'm totally okay with the seasonal thing being removed because that been there. I've been there literally since like, what was that, like November or something. So it'd be nice to actually see the green area once again. But yeah, hopefully they will just make it like a system clock or something. But that'd be nice. It'd be nice to have it where you can have it. If need be, eventually, if they did get around to doing like the photography stuff. So I'm down with that.
When we started to make this pit.
And I wonder if that means a little holiday event eventually.
Amazing. This looks good. And we talk about how fast we entered the home. Loading and starting.
Wait, they put Mountain Fallout? Are we talking about, Joe?
Audio.
Man, in here outside, okay.
Is it possible to revert back to the MMO later on? Probably not. I'll be honest. It's difficult to run an online game like that. I mean, we can add systems and things like server browsers or cross-player, maybe official mod support in the future that help bridge that gap. But we found that from creating this, it is a just better game in terms of just the moments when gameplay and how it plays. So we'd like to add.
I'm still gonna admit the MMO chat.
MMO light type of feel, but as far as being like an online only thing, I don't think it's specifically in the cards. But who knows what the future holds? This game comes out and people love it. Again, we'd love to continue to do that. Yeah. Howard, dungeon changing. We talked about that a lot. I recommend you going back and taking a look through the video itself. We need matchmaking and server browser. We agree. Again, limited time, limited resources, but we'd love to do something.
Yeah, because
like
peel to peel right
it.
now will be peel to peel.
I don't think we mentioned it, but when somebody does join your game, you see them run around Skylight, you see them in Cross March.
In this, yeah, they were showing off the new open area that it actually really big from the looks of it. So like you can deal in this. Like I don't know if they deal because they were talking about how like the dungeons was elite for the new zone because the new zone like ascending of like a small little zone we had before. But they were talking about how like all the dungeons instead of being like right next to each other, now they spread out across the big open area, which we kind of had that in the last open area, which was like the grass area. Because how it worked originally was, you had to go to the dungeon in the open area, and once you do the dungeon once and complete the dungeon, then from the main hub town, you could just access it, just teleport directly to it. So I think they're probably going to keep that, for the people who don't want to run around. They haven't said otherwise, so I get that's still going to be an option if you someone who just want to do everything and just hang out in the hub town. But yeah, any now like in the MMO, it's like you have to travel to the dungeon once to actually unlock it. As far like entering them as a teleportal. So like yeah, you can like right now you can still walk around to every single dungeon. Like, it's just teleporting, like, once you unlock it, especially if you're trying to farm up, like, an item or something, just faster to just do it from the hub town. But yeah, I imagine they're gonna keep it where you can do that if you want, or you can, travel and do it that way. Which, honestly, from the way you see me about the new, like, open area and them talking about, I think they said, like, 25 new, like, events that could happen, and also the new bosses, and they said they're adding new war bosses and stuff. I kind of feel like they are obviously trying to like move towards instead of doing everything from menus, actually doing it in the environment. Like it'll motivate you to do it more than once. Especially with all the new events, the new dungeons that are not randomized that you find in the maps, the war event, the bosses. So it seems like they are trying to motivate players outside of the hub town, especially now that the MMO don't or won't exist come the end of the month. Because I know a lot of people just did it from the hub town because it was easier, and also it was way easier to find people to play with, at least at launch anyway. 'Cause you know how that goes in MMOs when putting together parties. So yeah, technically it both in the game right now, and it look like it's still gonna be both once it come into single player.
You see them in other locations. It's not just a dungeon type of thing. So, I think we're pretty much gonna wrap it. So if you want to go back to us at full screen, amazing job, guys. Thanks for talking about the game and sticking with Wayfinder. Yeah, I mean it's important to us. We love the game. We love the world we've built, and kind of like I've said and have hinted at multiple times, it's a tough time right now in the industry. So support people that make awesome stuff. Support awesome teams, and we're doing this so that we don't go away and that Wayfinder doesn't go away. And we want to be around for a long, long time. So we appreciate people that are sticking with us. Again, to those that did buy into Founders Packs and feel disappointed about this change, unfortunately, it's a necessity for us. We hope that you give the game a fair shake.
Yeah.
And you play it and see how we've changed.
It sucked that, like, man.
But we also understand and empathize with you.
So they kind of just, like, left out the dry as an indie dev now.
We've always been very transparent with players about is that we feel that actions speak louder than words. And when I say actions speak louder than words, we just rifled through an hour of changes. Steve, you and Alex talked about 2 hours of changes yesterday. Joe, I almost forgot Joe's name. Joe and Ryan went through about an hour of changes with Skill Up the other day. But there's a lot of change on the horizon. And instead of actually players sitting here and reading patch notes and reading articles and stewing about those changes and saying what's good and what's bad, we said to ourselves, literally 3 days ago, well, why don't we just let them play it? And so I am telling you right now that if you open up your Steam account, if you own the game as a finder, if you right click on said Steam game, you go to properties and then you go to betas and you enter the code Return of the Reaver King, all one word, all lowercase, you can play the entire game right now in a beta format. So this is important to note that the entire game is available for you to play as a founder right this second.
Wait, we blind dropping it?
Nothing will carry over. It is not early access. It's not a preload. It is really for you to dig into the game and find issues and bugs. People were like, hey, why didn't you guys do a a open beta when you launch the game. Well, we were in charge then. We are now. So we'll do our closest thing to an open beta. Play it right this second. Also on Discord, there will be a channel that you can look at to see how to give us your critical bugs that you might find. Again, it's important to note that critical bugs are what we're looking for now, not so much feedback.
Another question, can we flip back? Hey, we're playing on PlayStation for the MMO, so fine.
Online bugs that will be a giant showstopper when we do go live on the 11th for people. So take a look at that. Read about the experience in that beta.
Okay.
That beta will run from right this second until Tuesday at some date that I don't think we actually figured out. So
sometime on Tuesday.
Sometime on Tuesday, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll play it throughout the entire weekend. Somebody wrote Return of the Reaver King all one caps. It is not in caps. It is all lowercase, all one word. Also, people have said that if you type it in, I'm sorry, if you copy paste, it doesn't work. So try typing in.
Yeah, there might be a space at the end if you copy paste.
Return of the Reaver King, all one word.
Yeah, right click the game properties. There'll be betas, and then you should be able to put in a code there.
No. Will the save data cross over from the beta to the final game?
Yeah,
No.
it
This
won't
is a
fit,
beta.
yeah.
This is for you to test out.
If you don't want to lose progress,
Do not play.
Yeah.
We are not asking you guys to play this right now and then carry it over. We are specifically asking for we're specifically asking for show-stopping critical bugs that will hinder our performance once we do go live on June 11th. So thank
there's
you.
there's some known issues.
What?
Some known issues.
Yeah, they're on that list.
We'll
There's some
post
known
as
issues.
well.
Nothing crazy.
Some of it's fixed already, but just not in that branch.
Yeah, there's a couple known issues on there, but they're on the instructions and whatnot that we have available on Discord. So download it, play it. We can't thank you guys enough for
You
being
can
with
stream
us.
it too. There's no NDA.
Yeah, no
Cool.
NDA, no
just-
NDA.
That will
Talk
that
about
will
it
give me my
inside
next
this thread.
question.
We will not be posting that anywhere, by the way. This is a very cool viral moment, I guess, that we're telling you what the code is. But if you have friends that want to do it as well, check it out. But we got to jet out of here. The beta version has grown. The beta version is literally the exact same
it's
game
the
that will
game,
be out
yeah.
on the 31st for founders, and then the 11th for people that are brand new to buy the game, and then the end of summer for PlayStation 5, and then later on the year for Xbox Series X and S. So again, we couldn't be here without you guys. We realize that it's been a rocky road. We hope that you understand and you see the passion that we put into the game, and just by us talking about it and being in Discord and interacting with players, that you guys are important to us. We realize
Sadly, I
that
don't
we're
think we
in
can
a-
do that through
a
NVIDIA now, can we?
situation, as the Star Trek fan in me would say, is the Kobayashi Maru, right? There's no win situation. You got to pick how you handle it. So that's where we are right now. And we hope that when you do play the game and you pick it up, you see that we did put a lot of effort into it. It's not just a repackaging of what exists today. It is a brand new game. And then we think it'll be a really compelling package to people that play and pick up the game for $25 when it comes out on June 11th if you're brand new. So thank you very much, everyone being here. Again, we'd love to continue to support the game. We'd love to continue doing streams like this. We don't want to go away. We don't want to run. We don't want to not be inside of Evanor and work with those characters. So that all comes from the support of the community. So with that, this channel will stay live, and I'll actually switch over to Alex playing some with Rubicon, who also has access to the exact same build that you will be having access to. Again, that beta version will run until Tuesday. Invite your friends, find co-op bugs, break co-op stuff. We definitely want to find that out before it all goes live on the 31st for founders, and then the 11th for everybody else. Steve, you got anything before I go? We're done.
Thank you, everybody, and hope you have fun.
Dude, I did not know they were going to do that,
Games are
chat.
fun, and games are supposed to be fun. So we appreciate everybody being here. Thank you very much. We'll see you in game.
Rent.
Dude, okay.
All right, I guess it's my time, huh?
Sorry, Alex. Maybe in a bit, Alex. So that is surprising. I did not expect them to do a blind drop for the beta. We're not affecting that. Okay. So yeah, a lot of stuff came out of it, chat. Also, can I turn on? I don't think we can. What was it? The Return of the Wibble King, I think was the name. Do we have comment? We don't have comments yet. So yeah, we might need to test it, champ. I don't know how well we're gonna be able to test it. Well, the game runs so much better, which it might run so much better on PC, because I know OBS and PC, you know, which is the main reason why NVIDIA now is kind of important. But yeah, so yeah, that was a lot. Like, so we know our kill tree now. We know the we walk. We at least know they are keeping the farming stuff. I wonder, they technically didn't go into it. For the Keratals, and the Keratals are now one item to unlock now. If you don't find them otherwise, which do like the boss and stuff. So since the Keratals still have like the awakening, you know, part 1, part 2, part 3 Keratal, you know, the normal thing. I wonder is that gonna be like the weapon where you unlock them once, it's just one item, and then every awakening will be still farming for the item for it, just like the weapons, and we saw that with the weapons. I am a little sad though. Like the one sad thing out of this, I would say, is the whole removing of unlocking harder versions of the fight by doing them. On one hand, I get like, yeah, you're just streamlining it. Maybe, you know, the whole thing of having to play through the same dungeon like 9 times to unlock super hard. I get it. I just like as a progression thing, I just kind of like that. But a little sad that it's going away. But yeah, also the other thing is that obviously we walked the mount, because that was gonna be my other question, of like especially Skylight being like, you know, Skylight is a pretty big zone overall. So my biggest question there was gonna be like, are they were gonna like shrink it or streamline it any bit? Because if you are not doing hub stuff nearly as much, because it's not MMO now, how is that gonna work? Because, you know, it's a good what, probably 40 seconds to a minute to go from one side of town to the other, which kind of adds up if you are running around a lot. With obviously the answer there with the mount. So good to see that the mounts have changed. Because originally they talked about how like mounts wouldn't be able to be used in like towns and stuff. I'm happy they got that fixed. So I'm also kind of curious to know what mount we're gonna have by default. Since you know, the founder mount is for the founder. The other mount was in the shop for anybody who spent real money. So I'm kind of curious what the default mount going to be. And yeah, like, still got some questions here and there, but I'm, for the most part, they answer like a lot of my questions, all things considered here. So that was great. That was a great little dev stream there. I believe, let me see, is Alex still technically live right now? Is he still playing Wayfinder, or did he finally head out? I think he probably did, because it's what, like, yeah, it's almost 5. So yeah, it looked like Alex did head out. But yeah. I get nonetheless. I get that is it for the dev stream for the most part. So since I'm gonna post this over on YouTube after the fact, be sure to do thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe, hit all the bell, do what you do over there. And if you are watching here on Twitch, give me a moment. I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna see about grabbing that code, and yeah, we're gonna go from there. So either way, chat, I will be right back in a moment. Don't go anywhere, chat. I'll be back in a second if you're watching live.